Brian Hutter, and I'm an AMGA certified rock guide for Sierra Mountain Center, and today we are going to talk about releasing a loaded belay device set up in an auto block or guide manner. So here we have an ATC guide set up with a single rope. This could be a reverso or a GG. The concept is pretty much the same. These are excellent in pulling in slack while belaying up a second climber, but they're not designed very well for giving slack back out. So if you anticipate that your following climber may need to be lowered prematurely, or if they're going to be taking lots of falls, then this may not be the device for you. But it does have its advantages, and we'll get into that in another segment. But today we're just going to talk about releasing this when you have to, which is kind of a pain. But there's 3 different ways that we'll teach you how to release this device, depending on how long or how far you need to lower your climber. So the easiest way is just to take the braking carabiner here, and it really does help if this is a kind of an oval or an I-beam stock. It's less efficient if you have a round stock. And you just take this carabiner and you ratchet it. The I-beam grabs the rope and it just ratchets it about 1/4 inch at a time. But if you just need to lower your climber 8 or 10 inches down so their feet can get on a ledge and they can take a rest before attempting that crux again, this may be all that you need. But if you need to lower them, say, 3 feet, 4 feet, then you're going to need a little bit of extra support, because this is going to be pretty time consuming to get them that distance. One thing that you can do is take your nut tool here and you find this small little hole. This is what it's designed for. You put your nut tool inside of that hole and you use it as a lever, and that can change the orientation of the device and allow you to lower quicker and ratchet it just the same. One thing to be completely mindful of every time that you're changing the orientation of this belay device is that instead of being in a locked position like so, you're moving it up so that these 2 strands, your climbing strand and your brake strand, are now straight up and down and parallel. Now there's not a lot of friction occurring in either direction here, so if you're reorienting the belay device, you need to make sure that you have an auto block attached to your brake strand in the event that your overzealous ratcheting gets out of control and you drop that climber. So you need to have a hands-free device there while you are doing your assist. And our last scenario involves having to lower someone a far distance or unweighting a heavily loaded device. That means maybe a really steep pitch or an overhanging pitch. So the first thing we do is attach our auto block to the brake strand. Now we take a carabiner that is the same size or slightly smaller than this one and redirect the brake strand up through it. You can flip the locking carabiner that brakes up out of the way, and that is so when we reorient the belay device with our sling, we maintain the correct orientation of our brake strand. This part is very important. Now, since this climbing rope is so heavily weighted that we can't use the lever methods to unweight the device, we take a double length sling, we girth hitch this small hole that's on the bottom of our device. We clip a carabiner up through the shelf of our anchor, and we redirect that sling up through the shelf, making sure all of our lockers are locked. Now, if it's a short distance, we can use this as a foot loop, or if we really need a lot of tension on the sling to unweight the device, we can clip this off to our belay loop and use our body weight to redirect this belay device, just like we were using with the ratchet methods. But the most important thing is that we have our hand on the brake strand and we are managing the redirection of that device accordingly. We don't want to just sit back down on this thing, because then that's going to allow a lot less friction into the system. So we're just nice and careful on how much weight we need to use. So this is our redirected sling method of unloading a loaded belay device. Hi, my name is Ryan Hutter, and I'm an AMGA certified rock guide for Sierra Mountain Center, and today we are going to talk about releasing a loaded belay device set up in an auto block or guide manner. So here we have an ATC guide set up with a single rope. This could be a reverso or a GG. The concept is pretty much the same. These are excellent in pulling in slack while belaying up a second climber, but they're not designed very well for giving slack back out.